In one county in Colorado, every new wildfire, no matter how small, is fought from the air.
It truly is the only way that we can get water on these fires in these kind of situations.
Denver City Council's running out of time to make a deal with Xcel Energy and put it in front of voters. We'll take a trip to Longmont to see how your weekly microgiving is paying off in homes for veterans rebuilding their lives. And a nonprofit ends up with 21 tons of potatoes. Who wants some? No, for real. Welcome to Potato Palooza, tonight on Next. Each small new wildfire has the chance to become the next big wildfire, and the initial attack is crucial. So our Mark Salinger went to Douglas County, the only county in Colorado with a dedicated firefighting helicopter, which they launch for every fire start, hoping to keep small fires from growing. You have to look pretty close just to see the smoke from the Penley fire in Douglas County.
No question, this fire that we're holding at 3 acres could have been twice that size or larger without the help of aerial water delivery.
Small is exactly what Mike Alexander hopes all the fires in his county are this summer.
The grass is brown, the brush is dry, the timber's dry, and so any spark has been causing fires for us lately.
Mike is the emergency management director in Douglas County. His secret weapon is this helicopter.
It truly is the only way that we can get water on these fires in these kind of situations.
When the fire sparked Sunday afternoon south of Sedalia, the county's helicopter and helitat team immediately responded, just like they do for every fire.
Having our own helicopter and our own helitat crew right here in Douglas County makes all the difference in the world. We're able to get to wildfires in minutes, when it would typically take hours to get those resources from other locations that might be much further away.
Douglas County is the only county or city in the state to have its own contracted firefighting helicopter. They pay $1.5 million a year for it. It's already fought more than 20 fires so far this year, launching at least once a week this summer to a fire that could easily explode in size.
We are basically on an auto launch protocol for any confirmed vegetation fire within the county. So as soon as dispatch verifies that we have a confirmed grass fire, brush fire, timber fire, we're launching that helicopter.
For hours last night and again today, the helicopter made constant drops on the fire, aided this morning by one of the state's Firehawk helicopters. But in Douglas County, they're now using the helicopter for everything, even small grass fires on the side of the road.
And the reason being is because our conditions are so critical.
In a summer as hot and dry as this one, a contracted helicopter like this is paying off.
We're using the helicopter a lot. It's paying huge dividends.
The helicopter can refill from lakes or large buckets or even fire hydrants like we saw today. Saw firefighters from South Metro and West Douglas Fire quickly filling up the helicopter so that then it could turn around, go back up the mountain and do another drop. Made 49 drops on Sunday, and then the 2 helicopters today made another 47. Kyle, it's now 75% contained, that small fire.
That's an impressive result. I mean, you have to think that, while Douglas County is a pretty well-resourced county, there have got to be other communities in the state that might look at a similar model.
And they've been lending out the helicopter to other counties like Jefferson County, who then has to pay Douglas County a little bit. It costs $1.5 million a year. I asked the emergency management director, is it worth it? He said, well, the evacuation zone right now costs $140 million. That's how much it's all worth. So yeah, the math is worth it, at least according to them.
Mark Salinger, thank you. A 4th firefighter has died from the burnover incident that happened during the Snyder Fire in western Colorado last month. The Department of the Interior announced over the weekend that 43-year-old Nathan Matthews from Lincoln, Nebraska, has died of the injuries he sustained when the Snyder Fire in Mesa County trapped firefighters back on June 27th. 3 members of the U.S. Forest Service Rifle Helitat team died. Matthews and another team member were taken to the hospital with burns. The governor says flags will be lowered to half staff on the day of Matthews' memorial service. Governor Polis thanked him for his bravery, saying, quote, "It's the reason so many of our homes, communities, and lands have been protected from fires over the course of this season." A decades-old agreement between Denver and Xcel is up in the air tonight. City Council's running out of time to put a new franchise agreement before voters in November, and those negotiations are coming down to the wire. That's an electricity joke. The current franchise agreement, which expires at the end of 2026, lets Xcel use the city right away for utility infrastructure and outlines how Xcel maintains equipment like streetlights and traffic signals. The city estimates that this deal with Xcel has saved the city billions of dollars in construction costs over 20 years. And a 3% franchise fee on customer bills adds $30 million a year to the city's general fund. City Council punted on putting a new agreement in front of voters last year. Critics wanted more subsidies for low-income customers, as well as more guarantees that Xcel is following through on projects. So they've drawn up a new franchise agreement requiring Xcel to go through regular independent audits and to pay into some customer affordability programs.
I still want to see a stronger commitment to being a responsible property owner. Every other property owner has to clean up the trash, remove the graffiti in their properties.
Is this a perfect agreement and a perfect a partnering agreement? No. As some council members have shared, have we moved the needle forward? Yes. As compared to other municipalities across the state of Colorado, are we receiving benefits that go beyond any other municipality? The answer to that is an unequivocal yes.
City Council is supposed to take a final vote tonight to send the agreement to the ballot in November, but at least one councilor is asking to postpone the vote. The deadline to put something on the ballot is next Monday. Denver City Council is also considering whether to permanently restrict police from making low-level traffic stops. That's been DPD policy since 2024, but some on council want to write it into the law. For the past 2 years, Denver police have been told to prioritize dangerous traffic violations like speeding and reckless driving over low-level stuff like expired tags or a busted light. Officers can still pull people over for a low-level violation if they have a reason to suspect that a more serious crime has happened. And they can also pull people over for the small stuff during targeted enforcement campaigns. Formalizing the policy as a city ordinance would make it harder to overturn in the future. City Council also wants to require more reporting from police about why they're pulling people over. 320 weeks and counting, you have proven that Coloradans really do care for each other. Your latest Word of Thanks microgiving campaign raised more than $40,000 for the nonprofit Parent Possible, which helps to guide young parents and give them skills. You've raised more than $19 million since 2020. And there's a new place to go to nominate a nonprofit for a microgiving campaign. You go to the website wordofthanks.org. If you go to wordofthanks.org, you can see the impact of your 300 plus weeks of giving so far, and that is where you can make a suggestion that I will read, and it might just turn into a microgiving campaign. Hey, Next is turning 10 years old next week. One of the things we are celebrating is how you have turned a local news program into a force for good in the community through your relentless generosity.
Being able to provide transitional housing for the full community is an incredible gift and really wouldn't have been possible without this.
And a group fighting food waste ended up with enough potatoes to feed a city. So that's what they did. Next. A lightning strike at the top of Mount Blue Sky, formerly Mount Evans, killed a teenager over the weekend and injured 4 other people. It's the first fatal lightning strike in Clear Creek County in 20 years. The Clear Creek Sheriff's Office says a strike around 1:20 yesterday afternoon killed a teenager and seriously injured another. 2 other people in the same hiking group have minor injuries. There's a 5th hiker from another group that was also injured. Fatal lightning strikes are not common in that area. The National Weather Service says the last one was in 2003. This is the most active time of the year for lightning. The experts say if you are outside above tree line in the summer, the earlier in the day you can start coming down, the better. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi, you were saying this morning what noon used to be the rule of thumb, but if it can be earlier than that, you want people down off of elevation earlier.
I'll say, I would say 11 a.m. if possible. 11 a.m. or earlier, just to be safe about it, because storms often develop over the mountains. So you might head out on the trail and things look calm. You might not even have a cloud in the sky, but those storms literally go up there in those areas, and they often will develop before noon. So to be safe about it, just for those of you hiking, and certainly thinking about the devastating news there, not to make light of that, just again, moving forward, I would say, this is what I tell my friends as well, 11 a.m. or earlier. This is a very, very shocking number here. 76 degrees for our low temperature this morning in Denver. Here in the 9 News backyard, our low temperature this morning, 80 degrees. If this holds, which means all we need is for the next 6 hours, our temperature to stay 76 or above, this would be our warmest low temperature in Denver in 145 years, second warmest on record. Last time it was that warm in an overnight time period, 1881. So that is a really, really striking number. That we're still seeing some showers, storms here in the mountains, in the I-70 corridor, seeing some monsoon showers and storms. And in Denver, we've had a few showers and storms off to our south and west, but these appear to be collapsing as they move into the core metro area. But we still have a chance for some showers and storms later on tonight and a better chance for storms tomorrow, including a risk for some severe weather. Hail our main concern tomorrow. Again, isolated storm tonight. Bring the rain gear with you if you're heading out and about tonight, but a better chance for storms tomorrow and Wednesday as we get a weak system that moves through. That'll lead to some storms tomorrow afternoon and perhaps tomorrow night as well for the AC/DC show at Empower Field at Mile High. 7-day forecast, temperatures in the low to mid 90s, gradually drying out and warming up as the week wears on.
This show, Next, turns 10 years old next week. One of the things I love most about the time that we spend here together is what you have done for our neighbors. The 320 straight weeks of microgiving, raising $19 million for nonprofits. No oversized check presentations, no fanfare, just quiet generosity, Coloradan to Coloradan, week after week. As Next turns 10, we are going to revisit some of our favorite microgiving projects to show how your donations have been put to use. Our Byron Reed stopped by Veterans Community Project in Longmont.
Sometimes a simple word can create a big ripple.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think we've had thousands of people participate through that.
For Jennifer Siebold, the thanks received from Colorado donors hits home on multiple levels.
Just to see, do you actually have everything that you need? Are there other things you wish that you had?
Siebold is the executive director of Veterans Community Project of Longmont.
We say our mission is veterans housing veterans armed with the strength and support of the communities.
Where the mission is clear.
And we serve veterans who are currently experiencing homelessness or at risk for homelessness.
There's a new development that's breaking ground in Colorado this week.
The nonprofit broke ground in 2022 on their tiny home village for homeless vets. The group was a recipient of contributions through Next weekly microgiving campaign, Word of Thanks, not once, but twice.
We first benefited from that very early on when we started in our early days. Over the course of the build of this project, we ended up having sort of a gap in expenses that we were not really prepared for. Post-COVID, a lot of costs went up.
Next viewers raised $200,000 for the group. Donations helped complete construction of their tiny home village designed to provide shelter for veterans in need.
We have 26 tiny home units. 21 of them are for single individual veterans, and those are 240 square feet apiece. And then we actually have 5 family units as well.
Today, Siebold says the village is operating at full capacity and continues outreach services that serve about 300 veterans every year.
Being able to provide transitional housing for the full community is an incredible gift and really wouldn't have been possible without this.
For Siebold, the biggest lesson isn't about housing. It's about what happens when a simple word of thanks can touch veterans, families, and an entire community.
So that's at the heart of our mission. It's veterans and community coming together. So being able to finish this project in this way, where it was lots of community members pouring into it to get us across the finish line, is really meaningful.
For Next,
really an incredible way to just see the Colorado community unite.
I'm Byron Reed.
Potato, whatever you prefer. There were 42,000 pounds of them up for grabs in Denver today.
French fries first, my kids love them, and then I think I'm gonna go deliver like Santa Claus to my brother.
An organization fighting food waste has a monumental test. Hey, a reminder, you can catch Next streaming each night, 6 p.m., wherever you watch 9 News, and we have an audio version via podcast. The nonprofit We Don't Waste is used to giving away leftovers, and they did that today on a massive scale. They ended up with thousands of pounds of unexpected potatoes and offered them up for free for anyone who wanted them.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today.
Potatoes are appealing, especially when they're free.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Amazing that all these potatoes,
It must be thousands of pounds of potatoes.
are free. Free for the community to come by and take as many as they can.
This is half of it. Yeah.
French fries first, my kids love them, and then I think I'm gonna go deliver like Santa Claus to my brother.
Potato-filled pierogies.
She makes the best potato salad on earth.
Everyone has a recipe for their potatoes.
Why don't we make some latkes for our senior citizens?
And nothing brings people together like food.
We cook plenty at home, so yeah, this is going to be great.
But so many here are just passing it on.
Spreading the love. This is really a beautiful thing. Hot potato, man.
Charles Johnston is treating them like hot potatoes.
The eyes will scan.
He's already hashed out in his mind where his spuds are going.
I work at an organic farm, and so there's a whole community of people and volunteers and people who stop by for the farmers markets that we hold. There's plenty of mouths that these can go to.
We got them from everywhere.
Brandon Anderson Thayer is kind of the potato pastor.
I wouldn't use that term.
We'll just call him the director of food access at We Don't Waste.
Thank you.
And he couldn't be happier about the attendance. No couch potatoes here, and few spectators.
It's people showing up to help. It's beautiful. Yes. I love you guys. Thank you. I love you. I love y'all. Thank you.
I was Tom Cole reporting. We Don't Waste started the day with 21 tons of potatoes. They tell us they gave away each and every one. A middle schooler from Broomfield will be representing Colorado in the National Civic Bee in Washington. Every year, it is a joy to host the State Civics Bee, which is put on by the Colorado Chamber of Commerce and the Daniels Fund. 24 whip-smart kids testing their civics knowledge, with 5 finalists then advancing to a round where they have to pitch a solution to a community problem to a panel of judges, then take questions. Here is a snippet from this year's champion, Peter Daniel from Stargate Charter School in Broomfield. He talked about tackling hunger in Colorado.
Let us now look at the Declaration of Independence itself, which is heavily stated off John Locke's Second Treatise of Government. It states that among our natural rights include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yet, if our fellow citizens cannot pursue high-quality life or happiness, it is our civic duty to help them, to practice the civic virtue of responsibility and carry out the founding principle of natural rights. So what is my plan? Like any good approach, it starts small, with me and with you.
Kid was amazing. Like, he absolutely crushed it. He won the $1,000 prize. He's going to compete in D.C. for a $100,000 scholarship from Daniels Fund. You can see the entire Colorado Civics Bee on the 9 News YouTube channel, and when you watch that, there's a code that you can scan to play along at home and test your knowledge against the kids in real time. But let's do one question right here, right now, okay? No cheating. If you use the Google, the ghosts of the Founding Fathers will haunt you.
Under what circumstances can the writ of habeas corpus be suspended according to the Constitution? Not according to your uncle on Facebook or somebody on cable news, but according to the Constitution. A, when an election is taking place and new leaders are being chosen. B, when Congress passes a law authorizing the suspension with President's approval. C, when the government is out of funds and cannot meet expenses. Or D, when there is a rebellion or invasion and public safety is in danger.
I see those little icons pop up at the bottom. That's where the kids are answering. The kids, they know they're writ of habeas corpus.
I bet they do.
Yeah,
I bet they do.
It means produce the body. It's actually a lot less sexy than it sounds. Back with your feedback and the answer next. All right, back with our Colorado Civics Bee question. See how you match up against those middle schoolers. Under what circumstances can the writ of habeas corpus be suspended according to the Constitution? Did you get it? The answer is D, when there is a rebellion or invasion and public safety is in danger. That is the only acceptable answer according to the Constitution. So if you know a president, make sure that they know that answer. Joanne writes in from Bertha that I caught the broadcast of the Civics Bee that you posted. Those kids were truly amazing. Gives us hope for the future. I absolutely agree. Like, not only are these kids book smart, right, but all 26 of the finalists from all over the state, I mean, Eastern Plains, Western Slope here in the metro area, they all came prepared to present their solution to a community problem and take questions from the judges. 5 finalists did it, but they were all ready to do it. There's a lot of brain power in that room ready to solve Colorado's big challenges. Check out the Civics Bee if you want to. It's online on our YouTube page. See you next time.